It's the little changes that make a big difference. On Sunday, I worked over there across the river, Fulham Football Club. And as usual on a Sunday in London, there's lots of free space to park. And I could have parked 5-minute walk from the ground. But instead I chose to park it across the way and embark on a 25-minute walk. Because it's good for me. And a mindful walk with your eyes wide open allows you to see lots of things that you wouldn't see had you been stuck inside 3 tons of metal. So join me on my little yomp to Fulham FC. I'm all about reducing stress if I possibly can, and there are many techniques that you can adopt to be able to do that and take the pressure off. And my go-to remedy is to walk. It just tones everything down from boil to simmer, and it allows you to make good, clear-headed decisions. So off we go. Whilst we walked together at a breathlessly high speed, I thought I'd take the opportunity to explain why I believe that looking after your minds is as important, if not more so, than looking after your bodies. I'm not quite at the twilight of my life, but I'm almost certainly over halfway, and I want the second part of my life to be more fulfilling than the first one. You see, I spent too much time, if I'm honest with myself, dwelling on the stuff that I couldn't control, and that came at the expense of the things that I could. And eventually it had a very wearing effect on me, to the point where even elementary decision making was exhausting. We all have challenges in our lives, and no matter how big or small they are, if we allow these issues to take root in our minds, then we start to lose focus on the important things, and this leads to our personalities beginning to change. Without even realising, the slow creep of dark thinking grips hold of us, which leads to physiological changes in our internal wiring. The more we think negatively, the easier it becomes to stay negative, and before we know it, these habits become an integral part of us. Enthusiasm dims. Our once childlike fascination with everything starts to fade into the distance, and we're flooded with unhelpful behaviours where negativity or anger or envy or a diminished sense of worth, etc. latch on. When we have busy lives with lots going on, we start to lose sight that we all have the power to suppress these unhelpful emotions with just a little bit of routine practice. I don't want to deny myself any of these emotions. They're often an important safety mechanism. But I do want to learn what to do when these start bubbling up to the surface, before they start to affect my judgment. In the same way that you can change your bodies with exercise and diet, you can absolutely change how your mind is shaped. But it takes practice and effort, and will always involve some stumbles along the way. But it's these stumbles that make crossing the finishing line even sweeter. The amazing thing about the human mind is that you have the power and the ability to put a lid on these feelings and start to change your outlook, where even the darkest of days can have a little bit of light and hope. I would love the opportunity to help as many people as possible regain their equilibrium, wrestle back some control, and there are many ways of doing this which allows us to turn the emotional corner, become happier and more fulfilled people, whatever stage of life we're currently at. If you feel you need a guiding hand, and I think we all do sometimes, then please hit the follow and feel free to message me if you wish. I want the final stage of my existence on this planet to have more meaning and more purpose than ever, and I'm determined to help myself, my immediate tribe, and frankly complete strangers to become happier, more contented people. It's in our hands to be the change that most of us desire. As for the football, well, Fulham lost. Never really got going, to be honest, which was frustrating to watch, as this is supposed to be one of my happy places. The 25-minute walk back allowed me to move on, not dwell too much on the performance of my team, and by the time I got back to the car, I was ready to move on with the rest of my day without really blaming them for any negative feelings intruding into my mind. It's quite the art form and the skill to learn how to reset quickly when you feel bumps in the road and things don't work out for you. Let's begin the process of helping each other and being happier, more contented, and more in control. It's really worth it. Oh, there she is.